Welcome back to Edging In. This week we are filming from Tori's Pizzeria at 4118 Pennsylvania. But this particular segment is devoted to an entirely new restaurant that will be open maybe by the time you see this. If anyone who's ever heard of Kansas City has certainly heard of Arthur Bryant's Barbecue. Since it closed at the death of the owner, there's been some speculation about what was going to happen to the restaurant. We still don't know what's going to happen. The survivors have not made a decision that we know, but we do know that some of the key employees at Arthur Bryant's will be involved in the restaurant business, and they're going to open a new restaurant, as I say, perhaps this week. The operators will be the members of the France family. Richard France, for those of you who have ever been there, can remember the tall gentleman that was on hand doing the slicing and just about everything else. He'd been there for a few months. And his family, and we have with us Sylvester France, who will be working in the new restaurant, and his mother, Corinne, and the big chief himself. This is Richard France. How many years did you work at Arthur Bryant's?
Oh, about 30 years.
30 years.
About something like that, yeah.
You did the cooking and the slicing and the scrubbing and everything else, didn't you?
Well, I did everything. Yeah, I did everything. Yeah.
Well, now, what type of a restaurant, obviously it's going to be barbecue, but what type of restaurant will this be, and where will it be located?
Well, it'd be the same. Everything, we're not changing nothing. Everything will be the same.
Be the same sauce?
Be the same sauce, same meat, same everything.
Mm-hmm. Well, now, in the event that someplace down the line, Mrs. Bryant wants to reopen that restaurant, how is that going to affect your status with the sauces?
Well, we're going to use her barbecue sauce. We're going to use the same sauce. Everything going to be the same. Everything, we ain't changing nothing. Everything going to be the same.
Where's it going to be located?
Out on Nolan Road.
On Nolan Road?
Yeah.
The exact address, you don't know yet?
No, don't know it.
Well, anybody who can get close to Nolan Road can smell the barbecue cooking. I'm sure of that.
They'll be able to smell it.
Well, now, are you going to be, I think really you'll probably have to be a little more expensive than Bryant's, because your rent's going to be higher and things of that sort. Isn't that true?
Well, no, everything going to be the same. We won't change nothing. It's going to be on just like it was there. It won't nothing be, everything going to be the same.
Well, now, when we go through the line, are we going to see you doing the slicing exclusively?
That's right. You'll see me right there.
Yeah.
I'll be right there down it all.
Well, in the when you started out with Arthur Bryant, it was not really Arthur Bryant's when you started, was it?
Yeah, it was
Well, I thought it was his brother's name or father's or something before Arthur. Who was the man before Arthur?
Well, Mr. Perry. Mr. Perry, he had it for Miss Bryant then.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Well, I was thinking that, you know, in the history of the place, that it didn't start out as Arthur Bryant's. I was thinking a brother or something.
Well, there was Charlie.
Charlie Bryant.
Charlie
Right.
Bryant. After Perry passed, Arthur Bryant's brother taking it over.
Yeah. Well, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah. And then after that, Miss Bryant taking it over.
Mm-hmm. Well, in your estimation, was the barbecue as absolutely fantastic as Cal Trillin and those other people who have written about the place would lead you to believe?
Well, I think it was.
Well, there's some people that tell me that there are 4 or 5 places that we never even hear about that are not advertised in Kansas City that has super barbecue.
Well, yeah, well, that might be true, but I think it was, because I worked over hard there.
Yeah.
I mean,
Did you actually make the sauce?
Well, I helped. Yeah, I helped.
Well, was there a secret recipe, or did he just say, "Here, boys, go make it"?
I didn't see no secret.
So it wouldn't be any problem for an employee to go out and make Arthur Bryant style barbecues.
I don't see no problem. I don't see no problem at all.
I see.
Yeah.
Well, now the meat, is it any secret where you buy the meat?
Well, it wasn't no secret where he bought it, just the kind that he bought.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And are you going to make that selection?
we're gonna have the same meat, same everything.
Yeah.
Same beef, same ham, same ribs, same everything. We ain't changing nothing.
Well, that's good to know. I'll tell
Yeah.
you, there are a lot of fans out there that can
Yeah.
hardly wait for you to get this thing going.
Yeah.
Well, now, Corrine, how many years did you work at Arthur Bryant's?
I worked there 11 years.
And what was your job?
I started off as a bus girl, and then a waitress, and then I changed to a meat cutter.
Mm-hmm. Now, all the meat cutters know how to cut it the same thickness and everything else. It was run by a machine, isn't it?
Uh-huh.
So you don't get favored by knowing one of the meat cutters.
No.
Sylvester, what did you do there?
I cooked meat and made sandwiches, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, now, the famous Bryant penchant for leaving the skins on the French fries, I suppose you'll still be doing that out there.
Yeah, not everything.
Yeah.
Everything be the same.
I don't know whether that was an original or not, but I can't remember of the places that I've been where they kept the skins on the fries. That's the furthest back that I can remember. That looked like a shortcut to me. And yet it sort of added to it, didn't it?
Yeah.
How many employees will be joining you that worked at the original Arthur Bryant's?
Well, it'd be 3 of us.
You three, and that's all? I see. There still isn't any word that you've gotten what Mrs. Bryant's going to do with the place that we haven't heard.
No, she ain't heard nothing.
Yeah. Well, now, Corrine, at the new place, will you have a lineup just like you did there, or will there be waitresses or anything of this sort?
I really don't know.
We'll
They're
have to
gonna
ask
try
him
to
that.
go. Yes.
Okay, let's ask you. Will you go through the line like you did at Arthur Bryant's?
We start going through the line just like we did.
Mm-hmm.
We won't know right now, but might be some changes later.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
you will come through the line just like did in Miss Spring.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, of course, that's the fastest way, and you'll serve more people that way.
Oh,
And I don't know anybody that objects to hurry-up service.
Well, the people love to come through that line, see them get that big sandwich. They want to come through and get it themselves anyway. You know, they like to enjoy that.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Did Arthur Bryant's ever have a choice of breads, or did you just had plain white bread, or?
Well, just use one kind of bread.
Yeah. You
That's
didn't?
butternut.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes you get a little rye bread in with it, you know.
Well, that's what I was asking. A lot of people, like their barbecue and
a
more
lot of
than just
people
white
wanted
bread.
rye bread, and then he always kept it there from, yeah.
Mm-hmm. And I suppose that since you're going to do everything just exactly alike, well, that's the way you'll operate it.
We'll do the same thing.
Well, now, in the area, are there any other barbecue places out there? Nolan Road is loaded with restaurants.
Well, I haven't seen no barbecue place. The one there by Wild Woodies, I don't know what's in there. I see barbecue sign on it, so I have never been in there.
Well, are you that close on Nolan Road that you're close to Wild Woodies?
Yeah, pretty close. Yeah, not, yeah.
Well, that'll give somebody a little brief idea about.
Yeah.
Well, now, in the operation, once you get started, Corrine says it'll just be the 3 of you. Are there other Arthur Bryant employees that are waiting in the event that you get a quick expansion of your business?
Well, I haven't said anything to them, but if they want to, they will have a job.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Now, how many people were employed down there at the time of his death?
Let's see, 2.
They had, what, just 2 or 3 chefs, maybe, cooks?
Well, it was 3 of us. It was 3 of us.
6.
I'm talking about 3 cooks. It was 3 cooks.
Yeah.
And I mean meat cutters.
Yeah. So really, the manpower situation wasn't that overwhelming. You could get out all that meat. Have you got any estimate of how much meat went through there in a day's time?
Oh, I don't know exactly, but it was a whole lot. We cooked day and night, all the time. Pit never did go out, 24 hours a day.
Oh, was that right?
Yeah, never
Are
did.
you going to have to do that out there? Keep the pit going?
We hope we do.
Yeah.
Got to wait till we get out there and see what's going to happen first.
Yeah.
You know, once we get it built up, then we'll go from there.
Okay, one of the more recent notables that came to Arthur Bryant's was President Carter. Who else came through there that, when you were on duty, that you can remember? Consequences.
Well, President Carter's the only one I remember.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Of course, the guys. Yeah, go ahead.
Well, he had a lot of more of them come before my time, so I wouldn't know anything. I wasn't there at that time, so.
Yeah.
But I was there when President Carter came.
And of course, he brought his Secret Service people, and all. You sold a lot of sandwiches that day, I'll bet.
Oh yeah, we sold a whole lot. Yeah.
Well, you know, another thing that you've got is you've got the Kansas City Star. Arthur Bryant's had the Kansas City Star on its side because so many of the reporters used to like to come down there and eat. And so you had a lot of good press going for Arthur Bryant's, and I hope that you can get the same thing out here.
I hope I can too.
Well, Richard, France, and Corrine, and Sylvester, best of everything to you out there, and I know that the people who ever ate at Arthur Bryant's are salivating right now, waiting for you to hurry up and get that place open. It's on Nolan Road in Independence. The exact address, Richard can't recall right now, but you'll find it, and if you can't, just ask somebody. They'll tell you where the Francis Bryant style barbecue is going to be. And we will see you next week on Edging In with more exciting guests.